In this video, I shall explain how you can evaluate a 2 by 2 determinant. Let me go back a little bit. Before we talk about determinants, we have to speak about matrices. If I write A equals to A, B, C, D, and I use square brackets or I use the other kind of brackets, what I have here is a matrix. So this is matrix A. This is matrix A. I can find the determinant of matrix A. Check the difference between the way I will present a matrix and how I present a determinant. There's just a slight difference, but take note of that. So this is matrix A, and we can evaluate the determinant of matrix A. We call matrix A a 2. This is a 2 by 2 matrix. The 2 by 2 comes from this 2 is representing rows. The other 2 is representing columns. So we have 2 rows and 2 columns. That's why we're calling this a 2 by 2 matrix. We start with the matrix and we can find the determinant of that matrix. I also want you to know that you can only find the determinant of what we call a square matrix. A square matrix means it has the same number of rows and the same number of columns. So in this case, we have 2 rows, we have 2 columns. That's a square matrix, and therefore we can find its determinant. But it's a 2 by 2 matrix. So from having matrix A, let's go to the determinant of matrix A. So this is the notation that we use. I'll write in with determinant det A. It's meant to say the determinant of A. We also represent this by using these straight lines and putting A in the middle. That's determinant of A. It means that. And because A is a matrix that we know, I can use straight lines here and say this is A, B, C, D. This is the notation that we use. We are using straight lines instead of brackets. These lines here are straight instead of brackets. Then you can see that. But we still have the same elements A, B, C, and D. But if you see it written like that, we are simply telling you that evaluate this, get the determinant of this. So this is what I'm going to highlight. If it's a 2 by 2 matrix, the determinant is as easy as this. What we have here, this diagonal, we call this the major diagonal. That's the major diagonal. And the other diagonal going this way is the minor diagonal. For a 2 by 2 matrix, the determinant is the difference between the product of the major diagonal and the product of the minor diagonal. In other words, you multiply the elements in the major diagonal and you subtract the product of multiplying of the elements in the minor diagonal. That's all. So let me show it using this example. This is a general example of A, B, C, and D. Let me use a different pen here. And so we have det A, which is equals to A, B, C, and D. This determinant is simply AD minus BC. That's it. This is the determinant. AD minus BC. That's the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. Let me do it with some numbers here so that you can see what I'm trying to do. We have the det A being straight line. So we have here 3, 2, 7, and 8. So 3, 2, 7, and 8, we call them the elements. Yeah, so the elements are 3, 2, 7, and 8. The first column has 3 and 7. The second column has 2 and 8. The major diagonal is, this is the major diagonal. It is 3 and 8, and this is our minor diagonal. Please don't confuse the two. Don't confuse the major and the minor diagonal. Now, if we need our determinant, we multiply 3 by 8, subtract 7 by 2. That's it. We usually make the mistake. People make the mistake of confusing the major diagonal and the minor diagonal. Don't make that mistake. Once you have this, you punch in your calculator, you get an answer. In other words, a determinant of a matrix is a single number. When you say evaluate the determinant of a matrix, the answer that you give us should just be one single answer. In this case, we just punch in our calculator, we get 10. So the determinant of this matrix 3, 2, 7, 8 is 10. That's it. Please note, what I've shown you is what you do when you are finding the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. It's not the same if it's a 3 by 3 matrix or it's a 4 by 4 matrix. I want to do another video where I explain how you can find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix or a 4 by 4 matrix. There is a different method that you have to use. You cannot use this method. It only applies to a 2 by 2 determinant. I also want to highlight that evaluating determinants is very important, because there are some methods like Cramer's rule where you are required to calculate determinants of different matrices. So please get this right, because you're going to use it in other methods in mathematics. It's a skill that you need, and take it and keep it. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, ask or type them in the comments below. I will respond to you. Otherwise, thank you.